Hey guys, Dr. Ben here at the Functional Medicine Center, and I'm going to go over a new concept to a lot of people. This term wasn't out there even 3 months ago, and it's called maskne, and it is acne coming from having to wear masks. But I'm going to talk not just about maskne, but also just acne in general. A lot of people are breaking out. I see even 20, 30, 40-year-old women that are having breakouts, even though they've way gone through their different hormones and had tons of different experiences, had babies, all types of different things. They're not pubescent, prepubescent female that's having these hormone swings and all these different things. But what we're looking at is what is causing acne, and especially what's causing acne for people that are wearing masks. And a lot of people, as they get back into the work setting and all these different places, they're required to wear a mask. For somebody just going to the grocery store or going to Costco or Walmart or whatever it is and just throw a mask on for 15 minutes, probably not going to do it. But this is for people that are going to be wearing a mask all day long. It's really becoming a thing, but it's a thing for a lot of people, not just for people wearing a mask. So all of the things I'm going to be talking about today, you can do that if you're having any type of skin issues at all. Hey Teresa, good to see you. So if you guys haven't liked or followed our page before, tons of information. Look back at all our Facebook videos. We're on YouTube as well. Like or follow that page. Share it with anybody that you know that's dealing with either acne or dealing with mask-based acne, maskne. So go ahead and like or share this. Put down where you're watching from as well. We love to see that. And any questions or comments, or if you're experiencing this at all, let us know what you've tried as well. So the maskne, it usually happens around the nose, the chin, and the cheek. So right around here where we're wearing that mask. And I have to wear a mask every day with patients, and it is pretty challenging, especially on the warmer days. I'll be sweating under there. There's a lot of issues that starts coming from that. Acne is one of them. Some of the other things that we'll see is some eczema or dry or itchy skin, because a lot of the masks, especially the surgical ones, they're kind of rough, and they'll start irritating the skin as well. So what happens? Well, the mask is going to trap dirt, it's going to trap sweat, oil, the humidity. We talked about this before. If you're doing this, there's moisture that comes out when you breathe, and that gets trapped into that mask as well. So it's the sweat, the oil, the dirt. It's also going to allow bacteria to form under there. So if you fall asleep like this with your hand on your cheek all night long, you might have broken out before when you do that, because you get kind of sweaty, there's bacteria on your hands, different things get stuck into that skin. So ultimately that bacteria gets pushed into the skin from the mask as well. So again, the sweat, oil, dirt, that increase in humidity is going to make it more likely to break out as well. So we've got to make sure, step number one, that you're getting your face washed before you put the mask on and after you put the mask on. A lot of people think, oh yeah, I'm going to wash my face after I take my mask off, end of the day, all those things. But what we've got to do is we've got to wash it beforehand as well. So again, everybody jumping on, welcome, talking about maskne, and this is the new form of acne that's coming about from people wearing a mask. If you know anybody that's got this issue, share this with them, give them some ideas. If you know people that are just dealing with any acne, we can all do this. So when wearing a mask, you want to wash your face before putting on the mask, and then you want to wash it afterwards. So before, because remember, if we're talking about oil and dirt and sweat and any of those things, if you're not really clean before putting the mask on, you're going to be driving a lot of that in. That bacteria is going to be getting pushed in. A lot of issues there. When you take it off, same thing. You want to wash, you want to clear off anything that's been settled on there. Some people are wearing their mask 8, 10, 12 hours. I know nurses that do 3 12s, 12-hour shifts. That's a lot of time in the mask and having those issues that come from there, and especially on our skin. Number 2, we want to exfoliate our skin. About 1 time per week is good to exfoliate your skin, especially on your face. But what that does is that's going to pull off the dead skin. So it's kind of like, think about a loofah sponge or scrub, and you sit there and do that. We have at least 6 or 7 layers of skin, and a lot of those are actually dead layers. And so sloughing them off, especially especially off our face, is going to be helpful just for anybody, for anti-aging, for other forms of acne, different things like that. You don't have to spend a lot of money on exfoliants or fancy things to do this. You can use sea salt, you can use brown sugar, you don't eat it for all of you watching your blood sugar, and you can use ground oatmeal. And those are all great, kind of gritty things to be able to do that. You put it in some coconut oil base, and then about once a week you go through and do some gentle exfoliation there. Hey, Lori, so Lori, if you've got friends that are having to do this, you'll definitely share the video with them and let them know, because this is going to be a major issue for a lot of people, because who knows how long they're going to have to be wearing masks. Even school teachers, if you're a school teacher or you know school teachers, there's a very good chance they're going to have to mask up at least for the fall semester, if not the entire year next year. So you'll definitely let them know and give them some ideas on what to do. So first, we want to wash our face before wearing the mask, before putting it on, and after taking the mask off. Hey Taylor, how you doing? And then we want to exfoliate, and we want to once a week, at least, you want to take off a layer or two of that dead skin. You can make that yourself. Brown sugar, you can use sea salt, you can use ground up oatmeal, put it in coconut oil base. You can do that naturally. You don't have to use a lot of expensive or yucky things that are going to irritate your skin. And then the next step that you want to do, number 3, is you want to use a natural moisturizer. And this is really important. You want to do this after exfoliating or after you wash your face, when you get home from work and you're putting that oil on. Very, very important. You can do that then. You could also do a little bit before putting the mask on, especially if you're having to wear a surgical mask that does have some of those fibers that are kind of irritating there. And especially if you use this type of moisturizer, which is coconut oil. Give me a thumbs up if any of you guys have used coconut oil as a moisturizer in the past for anything. Coconut oil contains lauric acid, and lauric acid is an antibacterial, meaning it has some natural antibiotic properties to it. So coconut oil is one of the best natural moisturizers out there. There we go. There's some thumbs. Some people have been using that coconut oil. So you can use it on your arms, skin, different places, but especially if you put a little bit of that around where that mask is going to be, it's a natural antibiotic. It's going to fight off some of the potential of the bacteria getting in, and especially as you're rebreathing. We'll talk about this more in a second. A big problem with the mask is that you're rebreathing, and if you cough or sneeze or anything's in your sinuses, it's going to get recirculated and held in that mask. So definitely problematic in there. So we want the moisturizer. And then for all you women out there, or I guess men if they're wearing makeup, number 4, you want to go light on your makeup. So especially if you're wearing a mask, do not do nice, if you're used to like doing multiple layers, and I don't know all the official terms for all the different kinds, but something just like putting a foundation on. So just apply a light foundation through here. If you're going to do more up through here, that's fine, but especially through that mask area, you want to do a lighter just foundation in that place. And on your long days, if you're a nurse and you're working 312s, do not put even any on at that point. Just let it go, because that's going to even be worse. It's going to hold on to more bacteria and cause more issues through there. Number 5 would be cutting out acne promoting foods. And so this is great for anybody, whether you're a teenager, whether you've got teenagers, whether you're 40 years old and like, oh my gosh, why am I breaking out again? These are all things that you can do. So some of the foods that we look for, sugar, we've talked about sugar on and on and on with a lot of my different videos, but sugar will also promote acne. So we want low sugar foods. We want to get rid of highly processed foods. So don't be going to Raising Cane's, chicken fingers, and getting all these canned foods and all these different things. We want as real whole earth foods as we can. So, some organic, good quality proteins is going to be great. You want to do some of your good quality fruits and vegetables, and do real food instead of the processed things. Fried foods, just again, Chick-fil-A, Raising Cane, some of these places that are like 40 cars long, and you're like, holy cow, where are all these people coming from? You want to make sure that You're staying away from those type of foods. Dairy is going to be another one that you want to stay away from. Alcohol, keep that to a minimum. So again, if you're having the acne coming from wearing the mask or just acne in general, these are great things to do. Foods that you want to up are going to be vitamin A containing foods. So think about vitamin A with like orange, reddish type of foods, sweet potato, carrots, yams, even kale and spinach are going to have some high vitamin A as well. So those are all going to be really nourishing for the skin and helping that skin do as well as it can. Probiotics, number 6, probiotics. So think about this: kombucha, sauerkraut, a lot of the fermented foods have a lot of probiotics. We know that a big part of being antibacterial, good for the immune system, all of those things in our digestive tract, but you can also do it topically. You guys may not have known that, but you can open up a capsule of the probiotic and actually put it onto the skin, and we have microbiome everywhere. I was talking about this yesterday on my radio show on 560 AM and here in Denver. And we were talking about microbiome on our skin, microbiome in our nasal passage, in our mouth, all over our body. We've got a microbiome, and especially on our skin, you can actually use, and there's specific strains that are helpful for that you can put that and then put the probiotic on the skin. And the research has shown that getting more probiotics into the digestive tract as well as topically are all going to be very helpful for building up that response. Basically, just like COVID and virus and all this stuff, it's all about our terrain. If you've got good terrain on your face and your microbiome, you are not going to be as susceptible to getting acne in that area. Hey Sarah, how you doing out there? Good to see you watching. So again, we're talking about maskne. We're talking about the things that are going to contribute to breaking out if somebody's wearing a mask all day, like a massage therapist or a nurse or a teacher coming up in the fall, all these different things. So like or share our page with anybody that you know that is dealing with breakouts and things like that. Number 7, you want to use a clean mask. I've talked about this in the past, but it happens all the time. What do people do? They grab their same mask, I'll just do the same one. Even the cloth ones where they'll do their little bandana or whatever, they're wearing it over and over and over. I have patients all the time say, oh my gosh, at the end of the day, it's just like sopping wet. They've had so much moisture in there. So what do we need to do? We need to make sure we're clearing those out. If it's a reusable mask, make sure you're washing them, processing them so that you can kill off any germs and things like that. Hey Dave, good to see you out there. So you need to make sure that you're working through your different masks and not using the same one over and over and over. Once it gets dirty, once it gets soiled, bacteria in there, very hard to get rid of that, especially if it's a disposable kind. So you want to work on, at least, if you're wearing it for 8-hour shift or anything like that, I would say at least 2, 3, if not 4 masks that you would want to go through for that time period, because otherwise it's going to hold that moisture, that bacteria, all those different things through there. So again, those are some of the risks that we're talking about, are wearing that mask over and over and over. And if you guys have any questions or comments, go ahead and put those down below. We'd love to hear from you if you're experiencing any of these things. The bacteria and viruses from your nasal passage that you're getting exposed to at different times, they're going to recirculate in that mask. And so it's going to be a lot easier for you to rebreathe those and get other issues from that mask. So you've got to keep swapping those out. But think about this. Why do we sneeze? Why do we cough? It's the body's way to get rid of these germs, but wearing a mask, we have to recirculate and keep bringing those germs back in. So what can you do? End of your shift, end of your workday, whatever it is, clear out your nasal passage. And saw some thumbs there. Yeah, I know you guys are dealing with all this, and it's frustrating. So you want to clear out that nasal passage. So if you have a neti pot, kind of a genie pot looking thing where you run water through, or there's Nelly Med, there's different types of sinus irrigation that's going to be huge for clearing out those bacteria, viruses, things like that have been sitting in there for all day, that you've been recirculating in there. So you've got to make sure that's clear. Even at the end of the day, you could go gargle with some antiseptic type mouthwash. Just anything you can do, hydrogen peroxide, anything to kill off what you've been rebreathing all day long, those harmful bacteria, viruses, stuff that we should be excreting, but we're having to wear the mask. So maskne, is it a thing? Absolutely. We've seen a lot of people in practice that are dealing with that. It's where the mask is holding into bacteria, grinding that into the skin. It's dirt, oil, sweat, things like that that are going to cause the body to start breaking out. And went through all the different things. So if you have any questions at all, comments, share this with anybody that you know that would be interested in watching it. But yeah, absolutely, this is today's day and age, and we've got new things coming out all the time that we've got to deal with, and taking care of our skin, especially if you're wearing a mask all day, is absolutely crucial for keeping your immune system as well as possible. So, all right, guys, we'll talk to you soon, and make it a great day.